I hope everyone found their luggage after that mix-up at JFK Airport. The important thing right now is that we're all here together in the Big Apple. So please, check your ticket. If it says Mission Royale's Sea to Shining Sea Musical Road Trip, you're in the right place. Again, welcome to New York City, which is our first stop on a 7-day road trip across this good old US of A. First on our itinerary are the Broadway shows, starting with a 2 o'clock matinee this afternoon of A Chorus Line. Now, most of you signed up for Fiddler on the Roof tonight, and then tomorrow we have the Rodgers and Hammerstein Festival tomorrow afternoon. Oh, here we are at the Schubert Theater. A Chorus Line was written by Marvin Hamlisch and Edward Cleven in 1975, and the original Broadway production ran for more than 6,000 performances. Now you're going to have to hurry to find your seats when you get in the theater, because the Sea to Shining Sea singers are about to begin. By the way, they'll be traveling with us throughout the entire road trip, and you'll have a chance to get to know a lot of them individually when we go to each city that's on our itinerary. We have great music lined up for you this week. I see the curtain. It's starting to come up.
A Chorus Line is centered on 17 Broadway dancers auditioning for a spot on the chorus line. We open with the musical's signature song, One. Zach, the director, confronts Cassie, feeling that she is dancing down.
Cassie, you got out of the chorus line when you were 22. What makes you think you can do this? You can't do this.
I can do it. I did exactly what you asked me to do. I danced like everyone else.
Yeah, I saw that. Cassie, you are special. Why are you settling for just the chorus line?
I'd be proud to be one of them. They're wonderful. They're all special. I'd be happy to dance in that line. Yes, I would. And I'll take the chorus if you'll take me.
Places, everyone. Five, six, 7, 8.
Really domination, every move that she makes. we as parents can relate to trying to raise his daughters in the early 1900s to respect their culture and to cherish their Jewish traditions. Tevye was the lead character in Fiddler on the Roof. He dominated the Broadway musical stage for 8 years and over 3,000 productions. Every performance he proclaimed, "Without our traditions, our lives would be as shaky as a fiddler on the roof." Sounds crazy, no? Maybe. But in our little village of Anatevka, you might hear him say, "Every one of us is a fiddler on a roof, trying to scratch out a simple tune without breaking our necks. It isn't easy." Then you may ask, why do you stay up there if it is so dangerous? The answer? In one word.
A new musical was presented on Broadway that changed musical theater forever. It was Oklahoma, the first of 9 musicals written by the tremendous team of Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein. From The King and I to Carousel, from The Sound of Music to South Pacific, their shows are known throughout the world and loved by all. From these shows have come a variety of song classics, songs of every style and emotion, songs that will last forever.
Ever since Rodgers and Hammerstein's Carousel opened on Broadway in 1945, You'll Never Walk Alone has had a life of its own. In the musical, we hear it right after Billy Bigelow fatally falls on his knife, trying to escape after committing a robbery, and dies in his pregnant wife's arms. During the finale, Billy is allowed to come back to Earth invisibly to redeem his wrongdoings and is able to stand next to the daughter he never knew on her graduation day. He wants his daughter and his wife to know he will always be there for them. They will never walk alone. Carousel opened on Broadway during World War II. That song consoled every American who grieved the loss of a brother, a son, a father, a friend. It became more than just a Broadway show tune. It became the hope for a future where no one walks alone. Now fast forward to 1963. In the UK, Jerry and the Pacemakers recorded You'll Never Walk Alone, and it was a #1 hit for 4 weeks. They topped the Beatles for those 4 weeks. It so happened that same year, 1963, was also the year that the Liverpool football stadium installed its very first PA system, hot stuff then in those days. Fans would come early just to sing their favorite songs from the radio with 30,000 other people. The top 10 hits of the day were always played in descending order before every home game. Because You'll Never Walk Alone was #1 for 4 weeks, it was always being sung when the players came out onto the field. That's when the tradition started. The Liverpool fans today still sing You'll Never Walk Alone, not only before the game, but during the game, to remind the players they're not alone on that field, and to remind the opposing team who they are playing against. When you walk into the stadium, there's even an ironwork crest, thank you, that says, You'll Never Walk Alone. Now fast forward again for me to 1989, when a fatal human crush occurred in Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield, England. The stadium was dangerously overcrowded for the semi-final match between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. Security opened the exit gates to allow people to leave, to find safety. There were too many people in the stadium. And the opposite happened. 2,000 more people came into the stadium. 97 Liverpool fans died that day. Over 700 fans were injured. The day after the tragedy, You'll Never Walk Alone was sung at the cathedral at the memorial service. 13,000 people filling the cathedral and spilling out into the streets. They'll get it, yeah. You can YouTube Liverpool football and you can see the thousands of people who have these scarves that says the Liverpool Stadium, and they all say, You'll Never Walk Alone, in memory of so many different things. Whether you're a musical theater fan, whether you're a football fan, whether you're a pop music fan, this Rodgers and Hammerstein classic reminds us all to walk on with hope in our hearts. Well, as we leave the Big Apple today, the first stop on our musical road trip is Detroit, Michigan, which became known as Motor City because it's the center of the auto industry. In 1959, Berry Gordy formed his own recording company and took the two words Motor Town and created the Motown sound, the most successful record label in the history of American music. Motown fostered many individual performers, such as Smokey Robinson, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, Diana Ross. And the premier groups included the Temptations, the Commodores, the Four Tops, and the most successful of Motown's groups, the Supremes, with 12 #1 singles on the Billboard chart in the 1960s, which is a record they continue to hold. The true stars, now I mean the true stars of Motown, was a songwriting team consisting of a gentleman, Lamont Dozier, and the brothers Brian and Eddie Holland. They produced 25 #1 hit singles on the Billboard charts in the 1960s. And they included 25 more #1 hit singles from 62 to 67, including Baby Love, My Baby Love, and Stop in the Name of... Dozier said he got the idea after he was cheated on by his girlfriend. And in the heat of an argument with her, he actually said, "Baby, please stop in the name of love before you break my heart."
In the name of
Good things sometimes come in fours. North, south, east, west, spring, summer, winter, fall. Paul, John, George, Ringo. Today we have a package of four that includes Lila, Kathy, Rosemary, and Kay, better known as Harmony Express. They are well known around Casa Grande, devoting their personal time to entertain several of the local nursing homes, as well as their singing telegram business around the holidays. Be sure to give them a try. Our road trip today heads 500 miles southeast of Detroit. These ladies are escorting us into the Shenandoah River Valley. Our mode of transportation today is train. Have those cameras ready. The Blue Ridge Mountain scenery is breathtaking this time of year.
Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Oh, where you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Oh, where you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you. Oh, where you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I'll not deceive you. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide
Well, while we're here in Appalachia, in the area for the next 2 days, let me introduce you to Felice and Boudreaux Bryant, an American husband and wife songwriting team in the late 50s. Many of their songs were made famous by the Everly Brothers. Dream, 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 and bye-bye love, bye-bye happy, and wake up, Aunt Susie, wake up. Felice and Boudreaux Bryant. But none of those songs hold a candle to the love that people have for their most famous song, Dear Old Rocky Top. They had no idea that Rocky Top would one day be adopted as one of the 12 Tennessee state songs, along with I was waltzing with my dog, the Tennessee Waltz. In 1972, the University of Tennessee adopted Rocky Top as their unofficial fight song. Recently, it was voted the best college fight song in America. The Tennessee fans love it. They sing it 50 to 60 times every game. Now, geographically, Rocky Top is actually one of 3 peaks on Thunderhead Mountain, right along the border to North Carolina along the Appalachian Trail. Rocky Top has an elevation of 5,440 feet and is said by many to be one of the most beautiful vantage points in the Great Smoky Mountains. If getting to Rocky Top's summit was easy, the view wouldn't be nearly as satisfying. It's the challenge that makes Rocky Top so special. Oh, just a side note. Felice and Boudreaux bought the Rocky Top Village and Pancake House in Gatlinburg, where you can still get a Rocky Top stack of flapjacks today.
Two strangers climbed on Rocky Top, looking for a moonshine still. Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, reckon they never will. One won't grow on top of Rocky Top, they never by far. That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their coke from a jar. Rocky Top will always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. I have years of random city life, trapped like a duck in a head. All I know is it's such city life can't be
second day in Tennessee includes a tour of the Graceland Mansion in Memphis, home and final resting place to Elvis Aaron Presley, known as the King of Rock and Roll. Having sold roughly 500 million records worldwide, Presley is one of the best-selling music artists of all time. According to John Lennon, before Elvis, there was nothing. Now, Blue Suede Shoes was written and first recorded by American singer and songwriter Carl Perkins. Playing a college dance, Perkins heard a student raising his voice to his date on the dance floor. "Hey, don't be stepping on my suedes." Perkins could not imagine any guy thinking that his shoes were more important than the girl he was dancing with. So he started writing that song that night. Perkins recorded Blue Suede Shoes in December of '55, and it reached number 2 on the charts, right below Presley's Heartbreak Hotel. Elvis recorded Blue Suede Shoes just 2 months later, and it held the number 1 position on the charts for 3 months. Music shops shipped out nearly 20,000 copies a day. By April of '56, more than 1 million of copies of Blue Suede Shoes had been sold, earning Carl Perkins the gold record.
Really, 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 they are
Good morning. Welcome to Georgia, the largest state east of the Mississippi River. And it's also known as the Peach State. And before we start passing the peach cobbler around, I direct your attention to Hoagland Howard Carmichael, who was one of the most successful songwriters of the 1930s. We probably know him better as Hoagie Carmichael. Hoagie had two sisters, Joanne and Georgia. The death of his 3-year-old sister Joanne in 1918, probably from the Spanish flu pandemic, affected him deeply. He later wrote in his autobiography, "My sister Joanne was the victim of poverty. We couldn't afford a good doctor, and that's when I vowed I would never be broke in my lifetime." As a result, he attended Indiana University, where he earned a bachelor's degree and a law degree. But songwriting was his passion. He was always searching for the right melody. He said, "You don't write melodies, you find them. If you find the beginning of a good song, the melody should come out of hiding in just a short time." Well, let's look at the list of his melodies that must have come out of his keyboard when he was trying to look for them, like "Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, tell him I'll be there." He won the Academy Award for that one, 1951. His list of wonderful melodies went on to include "The Nearness of You," "Up a Lazy River by the Old Mill Run," and Willie Nelson's favorite, "Stardust." But my favorite, in my opinion, his best melody is our next song, "Georgia on My Mind." The song is believed to have been written about the state of Georgia, but Stuart Burrell says he wrote the lyrics for Hoagie's sister, Georgia Carmichael. Hoagie later confirmed the song is a love song to the state of Georgia. In 1960, Ray Charles, a native of Georgia, recorded his version that went to #1 on the Billboard chart in a matter of days. And in 1979, Ray Charles' version of the song was proclaimed the state song of the state of Georgia. you're here tonight to listen to these performers. They have given many hours of their time to be able to entertain you. They deserve this wonderful turnout. Their individual efforts are significant. Let me introduce our performers. Ginny Lewis, our most important member of the entire group. She's an accomplished pianist. She and I are both retired music educators, which is why we probably work so well together. She is still an active church musician here in Casa Grande. She lives in Fiesta Grande and brought 29 of her biggest fans to join us this weekend. She deserves her own round of applause. Seated at the drum set, Mr. Dennis Bierman. Dennis comes to us from Ropes and Ranch. He started playing drums in 4th grade. As a Navy corpsman, he played in the ship's combo and then played for 22 years in an Army Reserve band. He's a member of the Jazz Experience group at Robeson and percussionist for a local community concert band. And in that group, he has the opportunity to see and talk with D'Angelo, our high school drummer, who played for us in December. D'Angelo left today with the Union High School Band for California for performances this weekend. But let's give a round of applause for Dennis. The man we are truly indebted to is back in the corner right now. Thank you, Jerry, for all of the hours it takes you to set up the equipment needed to amplify and monitor all of our efforts. We need you to know we don't take it for granted. We need you to know it's very appreciated. Jerry Deal. Jerry is a computer teacher at
Mary C. O'Brien Elementary.
Thank you, Mary C. O'Brien Elementary. He's the sound technician for the Oasis Church that meets here every Sunday. And last December, Linda and I had the privilege to hear Jerry sing at their Christmas Eve service. Thank you, Jerry. I'm thrilled to introduce 5 special friends. We are so fortunate to have these wonderful people who gave up their own time and offered their talent for our John Denver medley. You see them seated over there behind the drummer. The last week in January, I thought to myself, I wish I could find a guitar player for the John Denver medley. Look what we ended up with, a litter of 5. Be careful what you wish for. But what a testament to the power of music to bring people together. Jim Morgan. Jim grew up in Ohio, and his first gig was playing at a junior high dance. He had a 45-year career in California, recording and mixing records. He retired to Casa Grande in 21 and started playing his guitar again, living the life. Next to Jim is Ted Stachel, born in California, grew up in Minnesota, spent 7 years in the Air Force. His musical career began playing the accordion and guitar. His best gig ever was Battle of the Bands, and then he moved to Mission 2 years ago. Duncan Ross. He and his wife Myrna live north of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Growing up, he came from a very musical family. And as a teenager, he played rhythm guitar in a rock band. His first paying gig was in 1968 in a band called the Mayberry Fire Department. That's Duncan Ross. Larry Paquette. He and his wife Carmen live 30 hours due north of Casa Grande in St. Vincent, Alberta. He's a self-taught guitar player. His first gig was not as a kid, but as a senior here at the local Mission Grill. And he's known to his friends as Snakebite Larry. And those four guys will agree with me, our favorite guitar player, Claire Persons. She's from the soprano section. She was the one I was wishing, I wonder if we could find a guitar player. Her musical adventure began with piano lessons growing up in Duluth, Minnesota. She switched to guitar in high school for just a short time because then life happened. She raised her two daughters, she had a full-time career, and now she's retired. And now she's given her time to take up the guitar where she left off so many years ago. And tonight is Claire's first guitar gig ever. Now I'd like to introduce the real stars up here. First, our tenor section. Tom Brickwell, Ron Weaver, if you hold your applause, thank you. Ron Weaver, Debbie John, Barb Smith, Joe Jones, Janine Bird, Rosemary Sadler, Linda Tate. Our bass section, Steve Tomola, Dwayne Pipo, Bill Machin, Al Nelson, Jack Wagner, Paul Bowe, John White. Our alto section, Kate Klatt, Sue Nelson, Kathy Witt, Arlene Elliott, Jewel Karen, Judy Faust, Betty Gray, Dorothy Johnson. Our soprano section, Joyce Hanley, Ruth Ann Lyle, Lila Bartozzi, Carol Johnson, Claire Persons, Eveline Nemeth, Linda Hammond, Kelly Tamala, Kay Cruccio, and I'm Rob Tate. All right, back to the road trip, here we go. As we stand outside the Denver International Airport, we are immediately reminded of the beauty of the state of Colorado. Our Rocky Mountain road trip today will highlight the state's favorite country boy, John Denver. In his song, Rocky Mountain High, he tells us he was born in the summer of his 27th year, which is when he moved to Aspen, Colorado. Henry John Duchendorf Jr. was born in 1943 in Roswell, New Mexico. And at the age of 20, he was told that his name was really not star material. So he got rid of Henry and swapped the Duchendorf for Denver, the capital of his favorite state to visit.
Legacy of song, our tribute to John Denver.
You can take the boy out of the country, but you can never take the country out of the boy.
Country boy.
you'll be happy to know that today is our easiest travel day. We board a Greyhound bus and we head south from Denver to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we can jump on Route 66, which runs through the heart of the city. The song Route 66 was composed in 1946 by American songwriter Bobby Troup. He wanted to try his hand at being a Hollywood songwriter. So he and his wife Cynthia packed up their 1941 Buick and headed west for 2,448 miles from the shores of Lake Michigan down to Los Angeles. Cynthia, she was pretty proud. She was the one that suggested, let's get our kicks on Route 66. That was nearly 100 years ago. Not that she said that, but that was when the highway was built and opened 100 years ago, almost. Also called the Main Street of America, and it evokes so many memories of road trips where actually the journey was twice as much fun as the destination. Arizona claims the longest stretch of the original highway, stretching from New Mexico over to Kingman, almost to California. Those 350 miles are dotted with many, many small towns filled with many things to do. Quirky little attractions like that Wigwam Hotel, Motel in Holbrook. When was the last time you slept in a teepee? We've had fun switching jobs on this next song, Route 66. Ron's going to come down here and take over directing. And I'm going to slide right over there to the piano, and Ginny's going to have a little drink. No, she's just going to take a little break. California, here we come. Mr. Ron Weaver. California, we'd like to welcome you to San Francisco, California's Golden City. And it's our last stop on that Sea to Shining Sea musical road trip. You know, you just can't speak of San Francisco with talking about their favorite citizen, Tony Bennett. In 1949, Bob Hope found Tony Bennett in Greenwich Village singing with Pearl Bailey. And he offered him a spot right there to open his shows at the Paramount Theater. When Hope learned that Tony's name was actually Anthony Dominic Benedetto, he said, well, that's never going to fit on the marquee, so we're going to call you Tony Bennett. And that's what started Tony's career, which spanned 8 decades. But Tony's connection to that song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco, it nearly didn't happen. Songwriters were constantly giving Bennett's musical director, Mr. Ralph Sharon, copies of their newly written songs. Douglas Cross and George Corey did exactly that in 1959. Ralph Sharon immediately took it home, stuck it in a drawer, and forgot about it. In 1961, he and Bennett were getting ready to leave New York to go for a week-long gig in San Francisco. He was putting his shirts into the suitcase, and he saw in that drawer there was that sheet of paper laying there. He says, you know, I think I'll just throw it in. I bet those San Francisco people would love something like that. Yeah, they love something like that. Within 2 months, Tony Bennett made his recording of I Left My Heart in San Francisco. It stayed on the charts, not for 2 months, 2 years. Frank Sinatra's quote, Tony Bennett is the best singer in the business, end quote. Even at age 95, even with Alzheimer's, Tony was a singer's singer. At 96, Tony Bennett left his heart in San Francisco. Flags were lowered to half-mast in honor of his legacy and his love for the city. We are very proud to present to you Tony Bennett's signature song.
Loveliness of Paris seems somehow sadly gay. The glory that was Rome is of another day.
I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm going home to my city by the bay. I left
Didn't you love the way the pilot circled around the Golden Gate Bridge just for us after his takeoff? Hey, since this is our last flight of the week, and we have 5.5 hours before we touch down back in New York, a road trip really wouldn't be a real road trip unless we had a good old-fashioned sing-along. Huh? Eh? Thanks. So we're going to turn up the lights. We're going to ask you to join us in singing This Land Is Your Land. Words and music by Woody Guthrie, and it's right there on the back of your program. Now we added 3 verses to honor our Canadian friends who visit us each year in Mission Royale. If you have a mailing address somewhere in Canada, would you please stand so we can show you how much we appreciate you? Come on. We can't forget that Canada has majestic mountain ranges, sparkling blue lakes, pristine forests. Oh, and they have those beautiful northern lights that we don't have here. Let's all sing together about our 2 countries. We'll start with 3 verses with Woody Guthrie's original lyrics, and then sing 3 verses that describe our neighbor to the north. Here we go, Jimmy.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling, and the fog was lifting, my voice was chanting. This land was made.
It might have been Woody.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Let's hear it. Nice job. Good job, good job, good job. And now let's sing it one more time for our neighbors to the north. We'll go just a little bit slower, Kenny. She wants to go home. Here we go.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From Bona Vista to Vancouver Island, from the Arctic Circle to the Great Lake waters.
As we begin our descent back into New York City, we can still see that Lady of Liberty in New York Harbor. She still stands for freedom. Lee Greenwood wrote about the love he has for this country and the struggle that we've gone through to remain free. His song echoes the faith of our forefathers who believed in and respected a higher authority. His song is about hope, faith, spirit, and pride. And we would love if you would join us in this song if you know the words. I'm sure you do.